2020, what a year it's been so far, right guys? Well, the video game industry has definitely taken its tolls as far as development times, cost, issues, all that good stuff, but I want to talk today about Nintendo and, how we feel about them going into the holiday season. What's up guys? My name is RetroRob64. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit the button right down there. You're going to find out all your stuff you're going to need to know. Subscribe button is right there. If you don't mind, please hitting that. But before we get into anything else, let's talk about Nintendo and how I feel about them going into the holiday season.
RetroRob64.
Alright, so I'm going to go over the July and August Nintendo Direct Minis as part of my argument for what I feel about Nintendo is going to be doing this holiday season. And I'm also going to talk about the Nindies Showcase. But let's start off first with July. And we did get a few game drops in here. We got Cadence of Hyrule's expansion revealed. And the first game was great. I enjoyed it so much. I actually played it last E3. RIP E3. And it was a fantastic game. I enjoyed it so much. I'm not a big rhythm game person. That is one of the few ones I make an exception for. Because obviously I love Zelda. I'm not wearing the Zelda shirt right now, but I have one. You'll see soon. And I know that that game is extremely fun to play. Definitely on my playlist very shortly. We're going to get a brand new set of music to go with this game. We're going to get a bunch of new content, new characters, and there's a demo too. So if you want to just check this game out, go download it. It's on the eShop. It's free. You can find out yourself. And we're going to talk about a series that I have absolutely no idea what they are, but they are very big, so we're going to talk about them anyway. And that is Shin Megami Tensei 3 and 5. 3 has already been released previously on other consoles, and it's going to come out on Switch in a remaster version, and it's going to look really pretty and all that good stuff. And we're getting Shin Megami Tensei 5. We got some more we got a new trailer for it rather. And that game looks really good too, I guess. I'll have to give these a shot. I've never played a single one of them. Never played a Persona game. I know. Sorry. I know sacrilege. But it should be a fun one to check out. The turn-based combat looks really familiar, so I'm sure I'll enjoy it either way. And moving right along to August, we are getting a Kingdom Hearts game. It's not the game you wanted, but it is Melody of Memory. And it's definitely a rhythm-based game that I do not usually enjoy. It's definitely one of those games that makes you wonder why the other ones aren't on here, and there was an interview recently with the developer for Kingdom Hearts, and he said that the technical limitations for bringing it over to the Switch are actually quite high. I don't get that. I don't understand, because I mean, if they could put this game on there with the graphical style that it is, and they definitely have like cutscenes from the initial game, which I know cutscene doesn't equal gameplay, but I don't know, I feel like you could do it. Anyway, we may see Kingdom Hearts on here at some point if maybe this game does well, if there's an interest. Some developers like to do that, some publishers like to do that. I don't know why. I don't know. And we are getting another collection game. It is Collection of Saga. Now this is going to be Final Fantasy Legends 1, 2, and 3. These are games that came out for the original Game Boy back in the day. I played actually the first one, there was a Final Fantasy Legend 1. It was a lot of fun back in the day. I remember having a good time with that game. And it was definitely a game that I played during the summertime and when I had more time when I was a kid. So it's good to see this coming back. It's a really fun one. The series is definitely based off of the Mana series, so it's not going to be traditional Final Fantasy games, but still worth checking out if you've never done it before. Alright, and at this point, if you were watching from July to August, you're probably a little bit maybe worried about Nintendo because there wasn't really much shown. There was, but there wasn't. We weren't getting the big announcements that we should have, according to some people. But this is where Nintendo starts to ramp up and why I think Nintendo really has a good shot going into the holiday season. So we're going to talk about the Indies now, and the Indies is a great showcase for the community. For gamers, for the developers alike, everyone wins whenever they do these Indies presentations. And here's number one. For big reasons, you get to see the developers' faces and you get to see how much enjoyment they get out of developing these games and showcasing them for everybody else. They're always so humble, they're always so thankful for the fact that they are able to release their games on a Nintendo Switch, on a Nintendo console in general, because I think a lot of these developers probably grew up with the console, and maybe a dream of theirs was to one day develop a game for a Nintendo console, and there they are, living their dreams. What better message is there than that? So I'm going to go through these titles really quickly. There's a bunch announced. I'm only going to go over a few of them. One of them was Hades. There's definitely a lot of gameplay going on there for you guys. The Steam connection there is great. Whenever you can integrate Steam into these games is a huge win, because you can be playing the game on Steam and then go, oh, I gotta go on a road trip. Boom, put the game in your Switch, carry the save over, you don't miss a beat. The same thing happens with Witcher 3. These are great things, guys. I really hope that developers go forward with this idea. This is extremely important for gamers and developers to really realize that this is what the community wants. This is what we want. And we're getting a game called Spiritfarer. I love the graphical style of this game. Very beautiful. And the gameplay loop looks like something up my alley. Gonna build some stuff up, do some little gameplay with some story, carry these guys over to the next afterlife, rinse and repeat. I love that. It's a good, relaxing game to play. And another similar game is going to be Garden Story. I played a lot of Forager on Switch, and that game is amazingly addictive. This one seems like it's going to be just the same kind of thing. Very addictive game style, and hopefully we're going to see more about this game soon. It's a 2021 release, but you know, it's a good one either way. Another big one from our Indian developers, Raji. Yeah, big game for them. This is going to have a lot of Hindu culture built in. We're going to see a lot of great gameplay with this. Kind of think maybe Prince of Persia meets maybe Darksiders kind of gameplay. That's what seems to me. I haven't had a chance to check this one out just yet, but I look forward to it when I do. We're getting Bear and Breakfast. Yep, ridiculous title, but not ridiculous game. It's going to be very similar to like a Sims style game where you're basically building up a base. You're going to have like a lot of cool furniture to move around and kind of build up your little homestead. People will come and visit, they'll enjoy it, they'll give you likes, they'll give you money, and then you rinse and repeat that gameplay loop. Another good one. A lot of progression-based games, if you're noticing, for these indie developers. Another cool one is Card Shark, and I actually like this one a lot because the developer was doing actual magic tricks with their cards, and super cool stuff. We're going to be doing that in the game too, and we're going to kind of learn how, you know, how to swindle each other and how to get like, ooh, this is how you can, you know, stack the deck in some ways. And we're going to build all the way up to the throne and see if we can fool the king or queen. Really cool stuff. Definitely do not take these tips with you to Vegas. They will not work out for you, but play the game. It's a good alternative. And we also have Torchlight 3. Now, that game on Steam did really just not do well so far. It is in early access still, according to this release. And the mixed reviews are not helping that game right now. I am still excited. I like Torchlight 1 and 2. I think this will be a pretty cool one on the Switch. Hopefully we get a good, nice, solid build. And maybe not mixed reviewed build. Evergate looks like another cool one, and this one's similar, I think, to maybe Ori and the Blind Forest, at least the platforming aspect. And I definitely like that kind of gameplay. It's very soothing and very challenging at the same time. Doesn't seem like there's much combat in there, but that's fine. If the platforming is sound, that's okay with me. Celeste almost won Game of the Year for that reason alone. We also are getting Goose Game DLC. That's right, not just one players anymore. It's gonna be 2 players. That's right. You get to play with somebody else, and they're going to take control of a goose. You take control of the other, distract, and, you know, cause all kinds of goosey mayhem all over the place. Yeah, this is a pretty cool one. I enjoyed the first iteration of the game, and definitely playing it co-op might be actually really fun. And really quick, I just want to mention that a lot of these games that were announced, they got the same day drop, which is awesome. When you can see a game like, oh, it's cool, and then they say, and it's out today. That's awesome. That's great, because you can go right to the eShop and go, hey, cool game, new game for me to try. It's like almost you're the premiere, you know? And a lot of them got actually a lot of cool discounts too. So a lot of these games that were maybe not available quite just yet, they had a huge discount for the pre-order. If they came out that day, they had a discount too. The Indies presentation really wanted to incentivize people. Hey, it's okay. We know it's a rough time right now. Try some games out. Here, look, they're even a little bit cheaper. Go for it. Give it a shot. And that's just great will. That is amazingly good will that's just being pushed forward. And it's such a great thing to see. And another reason why I think Nintendo is definitely going to kill it this holiday season. We're not even done yet.
It's me, Mario!
That's right. Who better to save Nintendo this year than Mario himself? 2020 marks the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. Releasing for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And we had a huge direct that dropped. It dropped a bunch of info about Nintendo releasing a bunch of Mario stuff this year. So right off the bat, we're going to get Mario 3D All-Stars. Now, this is going to include Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, all released for the Nintendo Switch and remastered with high-definition visuals. You're going to get 1080p basically for most of these games. I think there's one of them that's going to be upscaled to 1080p, but fluctuates between it. And I think Super Mario Sunshine is going to be actually having a 16:9 resolution. So it's really good to see that these games are coming to the Switch. We're going to get motion controls for Super Mario Galaxy. Obviously, that was for the Nintendo Wii, so it's really cool that they're using the Joy-Cons functionality as motion controllers for that game, which opens up the possibilities for other motion-controlled games. Skyward Sword. Nice to see that stuff. And we're also going to get a music player for this game. So basically, all the game music that we've had for all three of those games, a lot of people like to just listen to them in the background. You'll have it on the game. It's going to be part of the collection, which is really nice to see, such classic music and stuff. And only thing that's really a bummer about this so far is that we're not getting Super Mario Galaxy 2 in this pack. Now, I've been reading some speculation and some rumors about why this might be. It's potentially possible that Nintendo has more in store for Super Mario Galaxy 2. Yeah, that's right. We might get a full-on remake for this game. We might get something similar to maybe like a deluxe version of it where we get more added levels, which would be crazy because that game is already pretty big itself. But we're going to have to stay tuned for this one. Who knows where this one goes? And then later on in the spring in 2021, we're going to get Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Now, this is a game obviously from the Wii U. It was one of the best games on the Wii U, and it's nice to see that we're getting it looks like a little bit of a different version of the game. It looks like a little bit faster. Obviously, it's going to have Bowser's Fury, which we have no idea what that is. We just got a little teaser trailer for it. You'll see in the gameplay footage here. And who knows what this could be. Some people have speculated it's going to be a bigger multiplayer component, but we're going to have to wait and see. I think we're going to get more info on this game soon, I imagine. But yeah, definitely cool to see that we're finally getting this Wii U port onto the Switch. And of course, an obvious idea, let's bring Super Mario into the Battle Royale. How do we do it? Well, make it like Tetris 99. That's right, we're getting a game called Super Mario 35. This is going to basically put the Super Mario Brothers 1 game. You're going to play as Mario, and you're going to compete against 35 other players, or 34 other players, and you're going to have essentially the better you do in your game, you send more enemies to your other players, and they have to deal with those enemies in whatever way they can and try and get through the level. This is a genius idea. Frankly, an idea I didn't think that Nintendo would ever make themselves, but hey, Nintendo's always surprising people. So there you go. The only bummer about this one is that we're only going to get this one until March. And same with the Super Mario 3D collection. A physical copy and the digital version of both of these games are only going to be available till March 31st of 2021. I'm not too sure why they decided to do this. I think it's Nintendo's way of saying, hey, we know our IPs are strong. We're going to make sure they stay strong, but we're going to release them for a little bit. It's kind of like how what Disney does with their movies. They release them out of their vault for a little while, and then they go back in the vault. Same kind of concept. I think they know that they have strong IPs and they don't want to lose them. And a small update to the Nintendo Switch Online service for Super Nintendo. We're getting Super Mario All-Stars. By the time you're watching this video, it's probably already on the eShop. It's a cool little free get up for us, and some people say this is actually the best versions of the original Mario games, so definitely go check it out. If you got a Nintendo Switch Online, it's free. It's right there on the Super Nintendo app. And another really cool idea, actually, we're getting another Mario Kart game. However, it's not Mario Kart 9, it's actually real-life Mario Kart. That's right. It's basically these little carts that have AR cameras on them on the very top of the car, and it projects whatever it sees onto your Nintendo Switch. Now, that means you can create actual courses using your own home. That's right. And the idea behind this, I think, is, a lot of people are stuck at home for quarantine and things like that. This will be great if people can't really leave their house. They can play Mario Kart and in their own home and actually create courses within their house. Obviously make sure your cats and dogs are not in the way of the course. That would be awful if they got hit by these cars, but you know, obviously be safe with it. But this is super cool. I mean, just take a look at the gameplay and you'll see that this is one of those most like innovative ideas I've seen in a long time from Nintendo. Definitely really cool. They're always thinking of something new. These guys are always on top of their technological advancements in terms of hardware. They managed to make things simple yet really sophisticated at the same time. This is another example of it. And on top of all these like great announcements, we're getting a lot of cool events for a lot of other games too. Tetris 99 is getting a bunch of updates for this game. We're getting Splatoon 2, Splatfests. We're getting, I think, a few more events in other games as well that I can't think off the top of my head, but I'll list a few here. And it's really nice that we're getting these themes and these really cool updates to kind of celebrate Mario. And I know the eShop has got some really cool little Mario animations going on right now whenever you just scroll through the pages. Really awesome stuff that they're doing this, and you know, it's just fan service that we just say thank you. That's awesome. It's free and it's great. You know, always nice when they can make like a family of things happen within the Nintendo universe. And for all you collectors out there, we're getting another Game & Watch. This one's actually kind of cool in the terms that it looks like the screen is mimicking basically an old school CRT. So if you really want that, you know, that old school feel for your game, I think this is going to definitely fill that niche. It's probably going to be on the pricier side. I think it's MSRP for 50 bucks, but I can already see this thing going up to $100, $200. It seems like it's going to be a limited item, and collectors are going to want to scoop this thing up, but pretty cool regardless, either way. Alright guys, well, with all this evidence here, I have to say that I am not worried about Nintendo in the slightest. They are going to kill it this holiday season. They are going to have plenty of inventory, I believe, going into the holiday season. I think they're poised to make sure that they are, you know, leading the sales. Definitely, you got this huge library of games that are already out or coming out, including games like the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection that's coming out. We're gonna get Pikmin 3 here in a few months, and that's another nice get for a lot of people. We're also getting that new Zelda game. Yep, that's a big one too. I mean, we're getting quite a few titles here. Lots of great indies. I mean, what isn't there to like about the Switch right now? There's going to be so many great titles coming out this year, and I think that they're poised to do some really good stuff. I know this has been a rough year, but you know, Nintendo has managed to pull something off here that I think a lot of other companies are struggling to do right now. Not to mention the fact that with obviously the Series X coming out this year and the PlayStation 5 from Sony, those are going to be pricier systems, and the only one that's even going to get close to Nintendo's price is going to be Microsoft at this point, and that's with the Series S at $299. But you know, that's still not a portable console, and you can make the argument for xCloud, but you know, the Nintendo has just got it beat, I think, in this ring, because it is something that's just pick up and play, no issue, no downloads for anything else, you just ready to go. And, you know, Nintendo has always been a king of this, and I think we're going to see some really interesting competition going into the holiday, but I think Nintendo's got their side fine figured out and everything good to go. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you worried about Nintendo? Are you thinking that the COVID hit them harder than it should have? Or are they going to be just fine going into the holiday season? And it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I got a couple of videos in the works. I got one I'm going to talk about for Gamescom, because there's a lot of coverage there that I think has been sorely missed, but I'm going to try and get that going for you guys here in a little bit. We got a big week ahead of us. We got PlayStation 5 reveals, and we also have another Night City Wire coming up, so looking forward to that.